Hi guys, this is gsm.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite. It was unveiled in February this year and it's a bit of a surprise. On paper, Galaxy S10e was supposed to be the Lite, but this one is basically an encore. Okay, so it moves on to a Snapdragon CPU for the people crying out Exynos, and delivers a high mid-range experience. The price tag should be around $500 to $600 and it's time for an unboxing. Okay, so a bit of the box fell out. It's the top part where you can find the metal key used to access the slots and the usual set of manuals. We don't have any type of case, in case you're wondering. Okay, we're done with that part. This is the actual phone. This is it. It comes in an interesting shade of blue. It's a more serious blue, which somehow reminds me of the Galaxy Note series. It has a pretty large module at the back side, a rectangular camera module, which doesn't protrude as much as you'd expect. Okay, so that's the phone. I'm going to fire it up. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of one of the HTC phones from the days of Windows Phone. I don't know if you remember the HTC Windows Phone 8X. It has a similar curve at the back side and a similar feel. Anyways, those things are in the past. We continue the unboxing and it's a pretty standard package. We find here the charger. Okay, so it's a 25-watt charger, similar to what you're getting with the Galaxy S20 and the S20 Plus. And it has a USB-C connector. We put it on the side. Here we should have an accessory that lets you transfer the older data from an older phone, but this is how the box came to us. It reached other editors. There's a whole fumbling. It's a tool used to pry the top of an S Pen. Not the case here, just a fumble. Okay, so this is the USB-C to USB-C cable, which you're going to use to connect to the charger and to the PC. And finally, a pair of headphones, which are not, I repeat, not AKG tuned. They're mid-range headphones from Samsung, and the kind which you get with the Galaxy A series phone. Okay, so I think it's like this. So I failed to see any audio jack, which means those headphones you saw before will be connected here to the USB-C port. Now the phone itself is a bit more playful than both the S10 series and the S20 series. It seems to take itself less seriously. And now aside from that, it measures 8.1 millimeters in thickness, which means it's thicker than the Galaxy S20 Plus, and it weighs pretty much the same weight, 186 grams. Speaking of similar things, 6.7-inch screen here, but it's a Super AMOLED, not a dynamic AMOLED like the S20 series has, and the resolution sticks to 2400 over 1080 pixels, doesn't go all the way crazy to Quad HD or 120 Hz. At least it has the benefit of the HDR10 Plus support. Now the CPU is actually the strong point of the phone here. We're dealing with a Snapdragon. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, which you saw over the past year on quite a few flagships, accompanied by 8 GB of RAM and also 128 GB of storage, UFS 2.1 plus micro SD. Now the battery is a 4500 mAh unit, lithium polymer, which can take charging up to 45 watts. And we also, well, I think it's time to talk about the cameras. At the front side we have a pretty large cutout for the selfie camera here, reminding me of the Note 10. It's a 32 megapixel shooter. It's actually a plus compared to the 10 megapixel shooter of the S20 and S20 Plus. However, it only shoots Full HD video, not 4K. At the back side things get interesting. This is the first Galaxy S phone with a macro camera, even though it's a 5 megapixel one, a modest one, 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and also the main 48 megapixel super steady optical image stabilization camera. LED flash, 4K 60 frames per second, and the fingerprint scanner is embedded into the screen. Now, as far as I know, there are no stereo speakers here. So we have one at the bottom and that's about it. There's also no IP68 certification, and I'm willing to bet this is more likely plastic rather than glass. We're going to have to wait and see. Okay, so let's load up our website. gsandon.com. Here we go. We also have Wi-Fi dual band. There's 4G LTE, USB-C, GPS and NFC, and the OS is Android 10 with a good One UI 2.0 on top. Unlike the Galaxy S20 series, we still have the Bixby home screen, which aggregates useful stuff, and also the Bixby as an assistant to help you navigate around. While the Galaxy S20 series provides you with the Samsung Daily side home screen. Okay, that's about it. As usual, I'm going to have a peek at the camera. So you can only alternate between the two cameras, the ultra wide and the main one. There's no zoom camera here, and if you want macro, you're going to take it from here. It's a special mode. You go close like this, 3 or 5 centimeters, and you got your macro shot with maybe more detail than I would like. Anyway, we go back here. Let's see what else we have in the more department. You can also find panorama, food, night mode, super slow-mo, and hyperlapse. Okay, there's also live focus, obviously, for your bokeh needs, and even live focus video, which is pretty nice to have, and hopefully we have it for the front camera, although I wouldn't bet too much money on that. So that's it. This is the Galaxy S10 Lite. If you ask me, this should have been the phone launched instead of the Galaxy S10e. However, the price would have been too high. Anyway, around $500 to $600. That's the sum here. Maybe you can get it cheaper, but the processor may be worth your while. I actually unboxed and set up the phone before this video, and I had the Galaxy S20 Plus near it. While this one was installing apps for 10 minutes, it remained cool. While that one was installing apps for 10 minutes, it got pretty hot. So thermally wise, this is a bit superior to the Galaxy S20 series. Doesn't get hot easily. That's a plus. This is it from gsandon.com. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. We'll be back with a full review very soon. Bye bye.